I'm Jen Farley, and I believe that there is a rock star within all of us. So I am going out and talking to people that I believe are rock stars in what they do. I am in North Freedom, Wisconsin today, which is outside of Baraboo. I'm talking to Steph Shanks of Steph Shanks Photography. She is a photographer and has her own studio and is a pretty incredible human being. So welcome, Steph.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to stretching a little bit today and being outside of my comfort zone. I'm usually behind the camera.
Exactly, exactly. So being in front of the camera is a little challenging.
Oh, yeah.
A little different.
Yeah.
Well, good. So tell me about your story. Tell me how we got here to this studio and...
Okay. How much time you got here?
Exactly.
Well, I've always had an interest in photography and art, for sure, since I was a little girl. I took photography as a 4-H class, and all through middle school, high school, took art classes. And the photography actually started, I was pregnant with my youngest son, and I just knew he was my last child, and I wanted to document everything. So I was super pregnant, walking around Walmart, wanting to buy this camera, this Canon camera, and like, should I, and just walking around, and I did it. I bought it, took it home. I think I had him a week later. Started taking pictures of him, obviously, posting them on Facebook, and people started asking me to take pictures of their kids from there. That's how it all started.
Oh my gosh.
And that was...
So really this was like a passion that something that you always had, but like never really tapped into?
Yeah, it was like, I couldn't not do it. It was like, you have to do this, So I just had to do it. And that's where it started, yeah.
So besides being a mom, what were you doing before this?
I was a massage therapist.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have a son who's special needs. He has cerebral palsy as well. So I was a special needs mom, massage therapist, / mom photographer.
/mom photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did people started just asking you to take photos and your business grew? How did you transition from massage therapist mom to photographer / mom?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, people started asking me to, take photos, and I went through a divorce, and that was when kind of photography saved me, because I had this thing I could keep doing and keep my mind busy and keep learning and creating. And, I did some really great self-portraits during that time, and really opened up to the artist within. And it got to the point where I was so busy doing photography, and I had my kids full-time, and I was doing massage therapy. So I don't know how deep you want to get, but my ex-husband ended up in prison. So my kids needed me. My kids are having anxiety, and I couldn't not be there for my kids, and I had to trust that photography again was going to save me. And it did.
Yeah.
So that's how I got here.
Yeah. That's obviously very meaningful and very special to you.
Yeah, it's like knowing that I have something inside of me that can take me wherever I need to go is like super powerful.
Yeah. You found photography and you found this outlet for yourself that led to creativity, that led to empowerment, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How do you continue to tap into that?
So right now, since COVID, I've actually been able to develop an online community and seek out mentors and like-minded women in accountability groups. And that's really been helpful to me, is surrounding myself with mentors, like I said, that have done it, and B, women that are doing the same thing I am and having the same struggles, and we can call upon each other when we're having hard days.
Yeah.
Or celebrations, and we can all celebrate together.
Yeah. So finding your community and really tapping into that.
Yeah. Before COVID, it was like I always felt there was only a couple photographers in town, and I felt like I was on my own. And now since COVID and Zoom and all that stuff, I feel there's so many more like-minded women out there. So It's been really great.
How long have you had the studio space, and how long have you been doing the photography as a full-time job?
So photography as a full-time job started in, I believe, 2011, 2012, and studio just happened last year, August of 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, so celebrated a year. Yeah, it's definitely been a unwinding and a process. And I can tell you, the more confident I get in my life and who I am, the better my business becomes. It's like this place is like me, you know?
Yeah.
Like we are, like our physical and our mental and our spiritual, they're all together.
Yeah.
Connected.
Yeah. You can see that, and you can see that in your work too.
I hope so. Obviously, I'm not complete rock star status. I'm like very self-conscious, and like you're your own worst critic. And
Absolutely.
As you probably.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that feeling where you are on the top of your game, where you are feeling like a rock star?
I don't know if I feel like a rock star in my photography. I feel like I'm getting there, but I feel like I've done so many other things in my life that I'm proud of.
Yeah.
And photography, like my business is I'm just at the tip of the iceberg when it comes to like what my photography means to me. Like it's always been like I put it out there and not want to see it again, or yeah, it's interesting. There's a block there for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you have felt like a rock star doing?
I think raising my kids has been, I feel like a rock star with my kids. My marriage, my second marriage that I'm in, like we've gone through some really hard times, and we've come so far. And spiritually, like I feel really good about that, even though I'm like a mess right now.
Sometimes tears just speak the truth, though. Like
it's like a good thing,
right?
Yeah. And we're women. That's what we're designed to take on so much that obviously we need to release it sometimes.
Yeah,
it's just happening right now.
Can I ask about your spirituality? About what you connect with and how you connect?
Yeah. So I had my twins. I had them really young, when I was 16, and I found that being out in nature was a way for me to access something I couldn't access any other time. Mm-hmm. And so I've always known there's something else out there that I can't see that helps me.
Yeah.
So my kids are 23 now, and I've just over time just developed a way to open up, release, and just let whatever needs to come to me. And so now it's meditation every day, and then hiking once or twice a week, and journaling and writing. And I find when I'm open and I just write what I need to write, it actually is like my guidance. So, gosh, I can't even remember what it was. this morning what I wrote, but it's all about just, like right now, it's just love. So it's just like accessing love and allowing love. That's what it all kind of comes down to for me with spirituality, is learning to not only love myself, but allowing others to love me. That's like, yeah.
Being open to that love.
Yeah, and I used to only be able to feel safe in nature and allow that love, and now I'm learning to allow other people to love me. Or like that feeling of being safe.
Yeah.
Within other, like right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's interesting too, because you were found your career later after trying some things and going through shit and whatever. But like, you found something that you were passionate about.
Yeah.
After really learning to love yourself.
Yeah. So last year I was on a road trip in Utah by myself, and it was like I knew when I came back I had to find a creative space just for me. And the day I got back, my husband and I were sitting outside having a beer, and this family friend, whatever you want to call him, stopped by, and he's like, randomly he told me about this place in North Freedom that was for rent.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, I'll go check it out. I went and I loved it, right? And I had the tingles, like, oh, this is good. This is going to be good. I'm like, oh, but I can't afford it. So I'll just call, but I'm sure I can't afford it.
Yeah.
And I called, and they're like, well, what could you pay us? Like, darn it. Like, it means it's meant to be. Like,
right?
So, like, these things happen in my life, and it keeps me open, trusting, and like knowing I'm on the right path. So if somebody says, or if I get a whatever, like, oh, you need a creative space, it's like, okay, where does that come from? I don't know. But then somebody comes in and says, hey, here's a creative space. It's like, you have to just accept that.
Right. Well, you put it out into the universe, and the universe responded. I mean,
right, like instantly. So I don't even know where we were going with this, but that's where like the confidence in who I am comes from, for sure. It's just allowing. I couldn't do it on my own, for sure.
Yeah.
dog food, weddings, facials. I mean, I've done all kinds of photography, and like what calls to me is portrait photography and families.
Yeah.
And the family I think is pretty. I'm very family oriented,
Mm-hmm.
and I love looking at old family photos. So I
Yeah.
think that's where that comes from for sure. And then portraiture is really finding that person inside of who they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of like my calling, and then the family photography is just like, I don't know, butter, like melted butter on something. I don't know.
Oh, that
just makes
good,
you feel
warm
good.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gives me the feels. So.
Yeah. How have people responded to the photos that you take of them? Like, do you have any stories of, like, something that stays with you of that butter feeling?
Yeah, I mean, it happens pretty often when I sit down with clients and I show them their photos for the first time with families. Mm-hmm. Like recently, I had a woman come in, and she's looking at the photos, and she's just crying. And she's like, "You have no idea how hard we tried for that little girl." You know, and it's like, and she's like, "And you captured her perfectly." So it's like, I love those stories. That's what I live for.
I didn't expect It's so
sorry.
emotional. Like, oh, okay.
Photography is emotional.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. Even when somebody calls for just a headshot, it's like, well, tell me about your business. Like, why do you need a headshot? Tell me the story of your business. You know, it's always like you're capturing somebody's essence. You're not just taking a picture. So yeah, and we're emotional beings.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so when I was young, I was 16 when I had my kids, and it's like, okay, they need physical therapy. They're going to need wheelchairs. They're going to need this. They're going to need that. And it's like, okay, I got all that.
And both of them have.
Well, one's not in a wheelchair. He does really well, but he's special needs too. They're both in like 0 to 3 and physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. And it's like, okay, get the ramp, do this, do that. So I did it all. I got it all. Got this husband, got the house, got the minivan that has the wheelchair ramp, all the things. And it's like, I was dying inside. You know, like, how do you raise kids?
And you were so young.
I know, I don't even know where we're going with this, but like.
I don't either, but I'm just like, you did this at 16?
Well,
like,
yeah, I mean, I
16,
got married.
17.
Yeah, I got married to this my first husband at 21 and bought our first house 21. Had a minivan at like 20, 21, something like that. Yeah. So I had a lot of support from my parents. I will say that. But there was just a lot of like, nobody came in and was like, I see you. Yeah. Nobody said, I see you're struggling. How can I help you? It was like all about the kids. And yeah. So I think that's where I was going with like the structure, and like there needs to be more like emphasis on people's well-being, not just, oh, they have the physical stuff, they have that, you know.
I'm going to put something out there and let me know if I'm off base on this, but do you think the need to be seen is part of the reason that your photography is so important and connects to other people, because you try to see that person that you're capturing?
Yeah. Absolutely. Like, give them the space to be who they need to be.
Yeah.
As well. Yeah. It's like it's a relationship.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting too, because I was also thinking back to how emotionally connected photography is, you were saying, and so is music, and obviously music is my thing. So I was going to ask you what your Rockstar theme song is, because I feel that, there's all these elements of music capturing different areas in your life, and since we're talking about confidence and feeling that you excel at something, what do you think that your Rockstar theme might be?
Well, the song is called My Fight Song. This is my fight song, and I don't remember the artist, but that is like a Rockstar song right there for me.
Yeah. What does that song give you?
It gives me a sense of like, it's okay to not feel strong every day. It's okay to let go. And by letting go, you actually like find that inner strength.
Yeah.
My fight song.
That is your fight song.
Yeah. What's your
My
Rockstar song?
Rockstar theme song? Not ashamed to say, it's ABBA's Dancing Queen.
Oh, yeah.
You can dance, you can jive, but for me, it's letting go and just letting your body do what it needs to do, letting your emotions do what it needs to do, and just spinning and dancing wherever you are. So that's
a great song.
I feel like letting go might be a theme here. I don't know.
I think so too.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. That's awesome. So what's next for your business? What are you working on?
Well, I'm actually, I have this idea, this spin-off idea of women's empowerment groups, and I also would love to start a foundation for women, that, moms, teenage moms, young moms, where they can get education. And, you know, had I found photography right away and known I could have made a business out of it, that would have been pretty awesome to know. So I would love to find a way to connect with women on that level, that they can start their own businesses in a healthy environment. So it's like,
Right.
it's like, this is like who you are, and I'm going to help you get there.
And it's also like tapping into the things that they love to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, your story of being a teenage mom with special needs children to being where you are right now, sitting as an adult talking about empowering others. I mean, that's full circle. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dare I say badass?
Is that a rock star?
I think, dare I say it's a rock star thing to do? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I have some hangups because I really want to do this online empowerment group, and I've never done an online empowerment group, but I know in the next, very soon, like, you'll see it out there.
I love it.
It's gonna happen. You know, it's just like the unknown. But this was an unknown a year ago, and look what happened. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Steph, how can people find you?
Okay, so I am on Instagram, Steph Shanks Photography. I also have a website, stephshanks.com, and I'm on Facebook as well, Steph Shanks Photography. And yeah, just type it in. You'll find me. It's there.
There it is. Thank you so much for stepping out of your comfort zone, and
Thanks for crying with me.
Oh
I mean,
my
you
God.
didn't cry.
No,
but, like,
it was in there.
It was there.
It was, you know, sometimes I feel like I just need to let you do what you need to do. And,
yeah.
But your story is beautiful, and what you have to share is beautiful. So
Thank you.
thank you for being so honest and vulnerable and open. And
Yeah, I'm super glad we didn't do this at like a bar.
we're in a safe space.
We are. This is a very safe space. It's my space. So.
It is. It is. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.